Remember when Carmen Electra married Dennis Rodman on a whim? I do. It was 1998. Trisha Yearwood and Leanne Rimes were both nominated for a Grammy for the same song, Awkward. Posh and David got engaged, Elliott Smith performed at the Oscars, and 26-year-old Baywatch star Carmen Electra started dating 37-year-old Chicago Bulls forward Dennis Rodman. The pair had exchanged numbers while out at an LA nightclub, and while Dennis kept calling, Carmen wasn't answering until one day she finally picked up the phone. They dated through Dennis's 1998 NBA playoff antics when he left before Game 4 to go wrestle with Hulk Hogan in Detroit. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But when Dennis didn't show up for practice, Coach Phil Jackson called up the Hulk asking where the heck Dennis was. Well, Dennis didn't want to go back. He loved the wrestle. He ultimately made it to Game 4, but had to pay a $20,000 fine for missing practice, which was just a drop in the bucket for him back then. Dennis's detour shouldn't have surprised Phil, though, as he had asked for a little 48-hour vacay earlier in the season so he could relax in Vegas. Phil was like, sure. But after the approved 2 days had passed, Dennis was nowhere to be found. He and Carmen had been partying until the wee hours of the morning when there was a knock at the door of their hotel. Michael Jordan had come to get Dennis and drag him back to practice. Carmen hid behind the couch. I would have too. That August, Carmen's family was hit hard when her mother passed away from brain cancer. Then 2 weeks later, her older sister Debbie passed away from a heart attack. Carmen leveraged the craziness of dating Dennis to numb her grief, which is how she ended up back in Vegas and found herself standing in the little chapel of the flowers with Dennis Rodman. The couple were married on November 14, 1998, after what People magazine described as an all-night bender. Dennis may have told the media that he loved Carmen and that he was proud to be married to her, but 9 days later, he filed for annulment on the basis that he was of unsound mind during their nuptials. I mean, this was on brand for Dennis, as his first marriage to Annie Bakes only lasted 82 days. They didn't go through with the annulment, though, and ended up reconciling. Carmen's life became very much intertwined with Dennis's. I was in my 20s. I was down for drinking and going to the clubs. I ended up becoming one of the boys. He wanted me to go to all the games and everywhere with him. Every time I would leave Chicago, I would be on the plane and I'd start crying because I missed him, she recalled. The pair rang in 1999 together and fought reports that their marriage was on the rocks. Every day it's something about her or me, and it's hard on the marriage, Dennis said. Tabloids spread rumors that Carmen was hooking up with Tommy Lee and that she had caught Dennis in bed with 2 other women. The pair said those rumors were lies. That January, Dennis was released from his contract with Chicago and a month later announced that he would be joining the LA Lakers. He also told the press that he and Carmen were happily married, but living in separate homes. Then, that March, news broke that Dennis and Carmen had filed for divorce, officially ending their 6-month-long marriage. And yet, they still couldn't stay away from each other. That November, shortly before what would have been their 1-year anniversary, cops were called to the Bentley Hotel in South Beach at around 7 a.m. for a loud disturbance. That disturbance was Carmen and Dennis getting into quite the tussle. They found Carmen with a cut lip and Dennis with a torn shirt and scratches on his arm. Both were arrested on domestic violence allegations. They were both charged with misdemeanor battery and booked into Dade County Jail. Both were released on $2,500 bail and ordered to stay away from each other. The charges were eventually dropped, and fortunately, they listened and did indeed stay away from each other. That same year, Dennis met Michelle Moyer. The pair had 2 collabs together, son DJ in 2001 and daughter Trinity in 2002. He also has another daughter, Alexis, who was born in 1998 from his first marriage. The pair were married in 2003 on Dennis's 42nd birthday, but Michelle filed for divorce the following year. They eventually reconciled, but their marriage was officially dissolved in 2012. At that point in time, he owed Michelle $800,000 doll hairs in unpaid child and spousal support. In 2022, he started dating rapper Yella Yella, who is 31 years his junior. Yes, she was not yet alive when he had his first child. Anyway, Dennis claims that this is his last dance with a woman, which the 64-year-old retired basketball star solidified by tattooing her face on his face. But what do you expect from a man who publicly supports, endorses, and has befriended fascist dictators? As for Carmen, 5 years after their divorce, she would admit that it was her grief that pushed her into their impulsive marriage. She said that she was just trying to cling to what she had and didn't want to lose anyone else. Carmen met Jane's Addiction guitarist Dave Navarro in 2000, and 4 years later they had their own MTV series called Carmen and Dave, an MTV love story. They then got a 2004 spin-off called Till Death Do Us Part, Carmen and Dave, which followed the couple as they planned their November 2003 wedding. But they ended up separating after 3 years of marriage. There were rumors of infidelity, but apparently their divorce was amicable. So. Shortly after the end of her second marriage, she started dating guitarist Rob Patterson, not to be confused with Robert Skin of a Killer Pattinson. They got engaged in Vegas in 2008. Carmen does not believe in history repeating itself, apparently. The two never made it down the aisle, though, and split in 2012. Carmen found solace in the arms of Simon Cowell for 6 whole months. Apparently, Simon was mucking about behind her back with socialite Lauren Silverman, who happened to be married to one of Simon's good friends. Oh, the tangled webs we weave. Carmen had said that she would consider rekindling that old flame with Dave. I mean, he hosts Ink Master and she hosted Domino Masters. They're basically the same thing. But he just got hitched to Vanessa DeBasso in March, so I don't think that's going to happen. She did date Simon Cowell, so anything is possible. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please save it and share it with your friends. It really does help spread the good word of the cult. It also helps you see these videos more. If you haven't seen me in a while, just saying. Don't forget to follow me on the tube and the gram just in case. And we also have pins and stickers over at thecultofmegs.lol if you want to stick your cult stickers on stuff. Be cool. Good day, and may the cult be with you.